Hello everybody, and thanks for joining me again. Or if you're watching in America, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Mr. Smelly coming at you with another fragrance review. Yeah, today the scent that we're going to be talk. Yeah, hello. What's the problem? Yeah, it's no. I can park here. I know the space is outside your house, but that doesn't mean it's your parking space. Anyone with a permit can park here. We talked about this before. Don't call me a perfumed ponce. Yeah, same to you. Fuck off. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, today's review is going to be Dior Sauvage. My opinions on this scent. If you watched the last video, we called it Top 10 Panty Dropper Scents, and I did record a little disclaimer that I didn't have time to include because I wanted the video not to be too long. So I'm just going to show you that now. It just explains that it's not meant to be taken seriously, the term panty dropper, and women are not just going to be attracted to you because of the way you smell. There are a lot of other factors that are much more important. Things that women really care about and value in a man are things like integrity, confidence, intelligence, sophistication, decency, commitment, kindness, tenderness, selflessness, dynamism, courage. Basically, and these fragrances better be good. Okay, so the fragrance I'm going to be reviewing today is Dior Sauvage. This one was released in 2015. The perfumer behind this one is Francois Demachy, and he was responsible for most of the famous Dior men's fragrances you've heard of. Things like Dior Homme and Dior Homme Intense in their current formulations are put together by him. Packaging and presentation on this one, nice box, dark blue, simple, basic. Looks fine, okay. Bottle itself, pretty nice bottle. Dark blue at the top, goes to a lighter, more see-through kind of bluishness at the bottom. I don't think it's anything too spectacular, but it's good, it's tasteful. Looks modern, looks just good. Good, but not great. The sprayer works really nicely. Good sprayers on Dior ones. The nice thing about them is it's not all or nothing. If you press softly, you can get a little tiny spurt, so you can get a little half a spray. But if you press heavy, you get a really big mist. You have to say Dior make good sprayers, and the cap is magnetic, which is a nice touch. The notes for this fragrance, we've got bergamot, ambroxan, geranium, pepper, and we also have lavender, vetiver, and patchouli. So pretty standard package of notes that you expect to find in men's fragrances there. So let's see how it smells. Let's give it a squirt. Okay, very invigorating burst of bergamot and lemony, grapefruit-like freshness when you spray it, as with so many men's fragrances. So a nice opening, very fresh, very bright. It's got the typical kind of bergamot note that we get in a lot of men's fragrances. And straight away there's a bit of soapiness and muskiness in this one. So it smells really good on the opening, and it's fresh, it's clean, it's manly, it's musky. It's not wildly exciting though. If you've smelled a lot of men's fragrances, maybe some niche ones, if you've smelled Creed Aventus, if you've smelled things that have a little bit more going on in them, if you smelled any of the other Creed fragrances, or even if you smelled the designer, mainstream designer scents such as Terre d'Hermès and stuff like that, they're a bit more interesting smelling than this one, and other Dior ones such as, I would argue, Dior Eau Sauvage, and certainly Dior Homme Intense, more interesting, more natural smelling than this one to me, but not, I mean, this one is nice. This one just smells nice, fresh, modern. I like that. It definitely smells modern. Fresh, modern, manly, a little bit generic, but basically quite good is the smell on this one if you like fresh, clean, slightly woody scents that aren't going to offend anybody. And it's very linear. The notes that I've read on the internet, they don't seem to be saying top notes, base notes, mid notes. It just seems to be saying these are the notes, and it pretty much is like that. It, to me, stays very similar the whole time. It could be argued it smells a little bit synthetic, but not in an unpleasant way. And maybe it's that syntheticness, or the fact that they haven't used the most natural ingredients in the world, arguably, maybe, means that it's able to stick around on your skin a long time, not change too much, and just give you that one nice smell that you probably like, and stays the same for quite a few hours. So that brings me, of course, onto projection and longevity. Projection and longevity on this one are pretty good. It's an appropriate level of decent projection. I don't think it's massive beast mode, but I think it's pretty good. People will smell you. You will create a nice little scent bubble around you, and you'll leave some sillage. I think I've noticed that there is some sillage on this one, the scent trail that you leave behind. Longevity is very good. It stays on the skin a long time. I've worn it and then gone to the gym and had a shower, and it's still there a little bit even after that. And yeah, when I've worn it to work and stuff, it's there for many hours. So longevity, projection, really good on this fragrance. Very nice indeed. The reasons to like this scent are that it's populist, it smells very fresh and clean and manly, and it's basically a nice smell. I don't understand people giving foaming at the mouth type negative reviews saying that this is terrible and a synthetic mess. I think that's being a bit harsh. But I can understand people are disappointed if they're interested in the House of Dior's fragrances and they're expecting something great, because Dior have been bold in the past. They produced Fahrenheit, which was a classic from 1988. They produced the Dior Homme and Dior Homme Intense fragrances, which are really innovative, different, with that iris cacao kind of note going on in them. And this one doesn't do that. This one is Dior's mass market generic crowd pleaser, and they kind of needed one, didn't they? Because up until now, well, up until when this was released in 2015, what did they have? Well, they didn't really have a mass market crowd pleaser. They had Dior Homme, which was very distinctive and different, and they probably were looking at Chanel with Bleu de Chanel and looking at other companies with fragrances that would please everybody and thinking, we need one of those. And it's understandable, they've got to make money, and so this is what they came up with. They did a good job, but if you're a fragrance enthusiastic, it might not thrill you that much. For me personally, although I think it's a nice, likable scent, if I'm looking to smell fresh with some citrus notes and a bit of woodiness, I've got quite a few fragrances that I would prefer over this. I much prefer Mancera Cedrat Boise. Doesn't smell much like this, but it's sort of maybe in the same category of being a bit fresh and woody. And that made the top one in my personal most complimented women-pleasing scents video that I did before this one. I'd reach for Creed Aventus in preference to this, although women seem to disagree on that. And I would even reach for Creed Aventus clones. Al Haramain's La Venture I like better than this. It has the same kind of freshness going on, but it smells more interesting. So the reasons not to like this is just that it's maybe a bit bland and generic and doesn't do anything too exciting. So watch out. You're going to have to. The good thing about this one is you can go to your local store probably and smell it. It's not hard to track down, so you don't have to rely on my description. You can just go out there probably today if the shops are open and sniff this one and see what you think yourselves. Okay, so we've got another little outtake now, and this is from the last video. It's my somewhat dubious philosophical justification for why you might want to wear Dior Sauvage even if you don't really rate it as a fragrance. Here we go. And let's look at it this way, guys. You know, if wearing this scent pleases women and makes them attracted to us, now and again it might be worth pulling it out. We ask strange things of women sometimes. We ask them to dress up as French maids. It's probably not the outfit they would feel most flatters them or that they feel most comfortable wearing, but if we're lucky, then they do it for us, and this is the equivalent for them. We don't have to dress up. Hopefully we don't have to dress up as a fireman or anything silly, but maybe if we're not too thrilled with Dior Sauvage, we could wear it once in a while to please our significant other or others that we would like to have significant interactions with. So I think it's a decent scent and well worth checking out if you like to be popular and you like to get compliments, and it's nowhere near as bad as some negative reviews suggest, but is not my favourite Dior fragrance by a long way. And remember, you know, companies don't just release these things on a whim. There's years of research that go into making these fragrances. There were probably focus groups, people being asked to smell prototypes of this and give their feedback, members of the public, various fragrance experts talking it back and forth, marketing people. A lot of research and effort has gone into making this scent, and they're going to put out something that's really bad, the House of Christian Dior, but they've deliberately made something that doesn't do anything too polarizing, and that smells nice and will appeal to everybody, appeal to men and appeal to women. It's supposed to be really popular with women. I'm hoping to take this one out on the streets and make it have a little bit of a showdown with my favourite that I think is a pleasing scent for women and all people indeed, Mancera Cedrat Boise. So I'm going to try and take this one down because it sort of beat Creed Aventus last time I asked women for their opinions. So we're going to see if we can take this bad boy down on the streets there, have a little bit of a street battle and ask some women what they think. So I'm hoping to shoot that one soon. So Dior Sauvage, a good fragrance but not a wildly exciting one. My overall mark for it would be 7 out of 10. I think it smells very nice. It has good performance and good longevity. As someone who's really interested in the art of fragrances, it's a little bit bland and boring for me, so I probably won't be reaching for it that often. But I'm glad to have it in my collection. I think it's an interesting one to talk about, and I think the debate will run and run. What's your opinion? Do you like this scent? Thank you for joining me, and remember, whatever we're doing out there in life, let's project. See you next time. Bye-bye. Okay, so I was very excited this week to get my first comment from a troll. This means I've arrived. Here's what he or she has to say. The comment is relating to my panty droppers top 10 video. I want to drop your panty, you idiot. I suggest you stop reviewing now. This video sucks, moron. So thank you very much for sharing that with us.